Welcome to Unsigned 518. I'm here with Model 97. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. Happy to be here.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is we'll just start and go around the room or go down the couch and introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
All right. I'm Rob, and I play bass and occasionally some backing vocals.
Yeah, I'm Nick. Play guitar. Also some backing vocals, mostly just yelling.
I'm Gabe. I play drums and try to do some backup vocals here and there too.
And I'm Nick, another Nick, and I am the vocalist for this band.
And, I always say that my thing is that I don't do research into the band. I don't want you to think of it like an interview, like I'm like, oh, I'd go back and deep dive into the band, but I did listen to the songs, and I immediately, because I'm an old punk rock dude, and the first notes of it, I was like, oh, I like this, yeah.
Right.
And then it kept going. I was like, oh yeah. And we were talking, we couldn't figure out which songs that we're gonna put, so maybe we'll even throw on 3. I don't know.
Yeah, we're cool with that.
So we could probably do that. But so you got my attention with the music that you send me over, and I guess what we want to do is just kind of go back, whoever wants to take the lead, kind of tell the story of Model 97, how you formed and how you got to where you are now.
Right on.
Go for it, Nick.
Yeah, well, Gabe and we started a band back in probably 2003 or 4.
I think. Yeah.
We were working together in a lumberyard, and we went to high school together, but didn't really kick it back then. We just knew of each other.
Yeah.
Started drinking full-time, playing part-time together. And then we met Rob through my now wife, girlfriend at the time. And he was a way better singer than the singer we had. So we nixed that band, started a band with Rob called Billy Bloodsaw.
Played 2-3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Is that 2?
And I moved out to California for a while. Rob moved down to New York City for a while. It was around, I think, 2010 I moved back. We pretty much started playing again right off, me and Gabe. And I think this band started 2011-ish was when it was finally this form.
We were a 4-piece then, and then as of recent, we've added a 5th member. He couldn't make it today, but we're excited to see what lies ahead with that. And
There were a few changes in between there too, right?
Yeah, we actually started as a 3-piece.
oh yeah, we're going back
Yeah, it was me singing, and our friend Wayne was singing and playing bass at the time. And Wayne is dating Nick's sister. And
He's the baby daddy.
Yeah.
So.
Nick was playing in a lot of bands around Plattsburgh at the time as well.
I was in 4 at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we were doing shows together, and he would jump up and we'd do a Misfits tune or something.
Yeah. I had a Misfits tribute band, so we just did
Nice.
Misfits and 70s punk stuff, and yeah, it was fun.
We realized pretty quickly it sounded way better when he was singing than when Wayne and I were. So we asked Nick to jump in full time, and he graciously accepted.
And ever since, I've been tortured by Nick Tamer's lengthy words that he puts in all. He puts about 10 pounds of words in a 2-pound box. So
you write the lyrics and you sing them?
Yeah. I think I also get a little bit of a writing credit because some things I just can't say as quickly, and or we warp it. But that's actually part of our process is that we come up with an idea, Nick comes up with a riff, or Rob has got something, or Gabe has got something on his mind, and we all just practice. We meet every week to practice regardless of what we have going on, and a lot of that is just to, sometimes just it's just to reconnect a little bit, relax, but also we get stuff done.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and when you do it every week and it just becomes routine, because I'm in a band as well, and we meet in this room once, at least once a week, and you never lose that, like you say, get or reconnect or whatever, but that connection just stays as
Yeah.
long as it's like once a week.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you just get shit done, even if you just come in and start fucking around. Like it always feels productive.
If
like
you're doing like once a month, you kind of cool off a little
Right,
bit,
right,
and
right.
then you're kind of building back to get where you
yeah,
were.
and I mean even once every 2 weeks, you might still keep those chopped. But to anybody who's in a band, like it has to be once a week. It has
Yeah.
to be to like
Yeah.
keep.
We
that-
miss each other if we don't meet every
Yeah.
week.
COVID was tough on us.
So yeah, well, actually, speaking of COVID, so we ended up actually playing a really rad show, one night, and then the following morning, our county got shut down for COVID.
yeah, March
and
13th. It was Friday the 13th.
It was a great
2020.
show. It was Jason Voorhees themed, and it
That's
was
my
really,
favorite shit. I don't know if
really
you
rad. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll talk. We'll
Oh,
talk.
we can definitely talk.
But then, so we met a couple times during COVID just to kind of relax. We did a live impromptu show at a skate park, and but in that time we all kind of grew. And our bassist at the time, he had other things going on in his life, and when we started practicing again, when COVID lifted a little more, he had other things going on in his life, and we all met and we parted ways, but it was all brotherhood. It was all good. We hope him for the best, and he's actually played with us a few times since.
It couldn't have gotten better than it did.
Yeah.
And it was very serendipitous that Rob happened to be back up here and had been playing bass, and we were lucky to have a very streamlined change that.
Yeah, there was no question. It was like a no-brainer. Like, well, Wayne's out. Rob's going to be in the band then, whether he
Yeah.
likes it or not.
and Rob actually learned like something like 20 songs in like a 2-week period, and then we played a show at the place where we shut down the county. We actually like to take credit for shutting down the county. So we actually had a while where people would come up to us and be like, "That was the last rock show I went to." So it was pretty cool. But yeah.
There was a little question in my mind because I think I had just really started teaching myself guitar and bass during the pandemic. So I think going into our first practice together, I really only knew about 3 songs from start to finish on bass. And they were like, yeah, here's like 40 songs.
Rob took to it mad quick. We were super impressed. And
Yeah, brought a song to the table pretty quick,
Yep.
and that one of my favorites to play still.
yeah, and we had actually recorded our second album. We have 2 out. The first one's Model 97 is a decent band. The recording is less than decent, but the songs are there,
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then for our second album, we recorded the entire thing, and then COVID hit, and the whole thing just sat.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then Wayne was out, Rob was in. We had some time to think on some of the songs and change a few things around, so we scrapped the whole record and went back in and re-recorded the whole thing with Rob.
Plus some new songs.
Yeah, a few new tunes. I think we nixed a couple off of the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one's out. That's Dying in Slow Motion.
Yeah. That was last year.
Yeah, that was
Came out last year.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, so as well as the 4 of us, we've had, Wayne was a part of the band as well. We have an extra member who doesn't play any instruments, but his name is Ken, and he's our logistics, our hype man. He does our
utility
sound,
guy.
does everything, and we
Often
actually
our driver, our roadie, he does all the merch.
Yeah.
He folds all the T-shirts, labels everything. He's certainly the most organized of all of us.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be able to do half the things we do as well without him. So,
Biggest supporter.
yep.
Yeah.
And we got our newest member who's going to join us soon.
Yeah. So
This is breaking news right
Breaking
now.
news.
Well,
breaking
yeah.
news.
I guess this might come out after
But
the
this
first
is
show together.
Yeah.
Friday's going to be our first show that we're playing with him.
Okay.
So
And what's the tell me more. Like
So his name's Ryan Hayden. We've all known him for 20 years at
Many
least.
years, yeah.
He was in a lot of bands growing up too. He kind of got out of the live music thing, got really into recording, and he's been after us for years to record some of our
I
stuff.
think the
And-
first time he asked us was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, at least. And when we did the last album, it was one of those deals where it was too good of a deal for us to not take it. So we went with Wayward Studio. It sounded great. But but Brian was like, I could do better. Stick with me. And
But he wasn't just talking crap. Like
no, we
he
finally
knows what he's talking about.
we gave him a shot and to do this new EP we had coming out, and we had so much fun, worked together so well, and sparked something in him that he had forgotten about. And he was like, I kind of want to do live music again. What do you say? Come in on second guitar. And that's something we had talked about for years, was bringing in.
Kicking that around
But it had to be the right person.
Yeah, that was the thing. We are friends before musicians,
Yeah.
for sure. Literally family.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
to bring someone in was always like, they could play, but would it work? And I don't know, Ryan just made sense. It felt
Yeah.
good. It felt organic.
Well, I mean, he's not afraid to tell us, you know, the way we were doing something, even if it was like on our first album. He was like,
Yeah.
well, here's a better way to do that. And he doesn't just say that. He shows it. He proves it. He takes criticism. He'll even take criticism a little bit, but he knows what he's talking about, which is actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Because there's no ego in it. He just knows what he's doing. So we're happy to have him join us.
Definitely. Yeah, and he's
Yeah, I mean, what he picked up that the guitar solo in one of the songs was in a different key than the rest of the song,
Yeah.
and none of us ever like picked up on that.
We've
song
been-
off our first album that
Yeah,
we
we've
wrote.
been
in,
playing
like,
it for
listening to
like,
it for like 10
you know,
seconds.
10 plus
yeah.
years.
It's like that one note. That one note's wrong. It's like, what are you talking about?
So we're excited, but that's the way it is. And like Nick said, we're definitely family, and just the dynamic. Our goal has always been to do this for ourselves and to enjoy it while we're doing it. Because if it's not fun, it's not worth doing.
Right.
For sure.
Sweet. Well, should we play a Model 97 song?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, let's get into it.
Which one are we going to play first?
Well, we all agreed, just from what we've gotten from the crowds and stuff, people seem to really like the tune Lucky Ones. It's going to be our new EP. So we all agreed we'd give that one a shot on here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
These are like final mixes. They're not actually mastered yet, but Ryan did such a nice job with them that we're pumped to actually get them out in this form even. So
Yeah, they're actually headed to the blasting room to get produced by Jason Livermore, or mastered by Jason Livermore, which will be awesome.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, he's got some credits that make me blush, so
yeah.
very excited for that.
Cool. All right, well, let's listen to Lucky Ones, Model 97, and we'll be right back.
You can spend a lifetime trying to find yourself. Can't get to heaven. Already been
All right, that was Lucky Ones, Model 97. And we were saying that one is on the upcoming EP, correct?
That's right.
Yep.
Till the Light Burns Out.
Till
That's
the-
the name of the EP. 4 tracks.
Which is actually a lyric from Lucky Ones.
It took about I think it took longer to come up with a name for the album than it did to write, figure
Yeah.
out, put together, record, and mix the entire EP.
We had a lot of stuff floating
Yeah.
around out there for a
Is it-
while.
There's
Yeah.
about 60 different album cover options and titles.
Yeah, we actually, so our first album's called Is a Decent Band. And that was really funny because we've played shows and we've had people like review us and they'll be like, Model 97 is a decent band. And so we put that on a banner. We were just like, yeah, lower the expectations. We're at least decent, and then our second album, Dying in Slow Motion, our title track is Dying in Slow Motion. And it just kind of felt like it because we have a lot of our songs are kind of a lot about our mortality and a lot about kind of
Getting
embracing
older.
life and getting old and
and
trying stuff like that.
doing all we can to stay young in
Yeah.
our minds.
And I definitely noticed that in Lucky Ones.
Yep.
yeah.
And that leads. I mean, Lucky Ones describes us completely. We're the lucky ones.
Yeah. Very fortunate to still be
Doing
playing
this.
music with our best friends and
Yeah.
just
Playing shows.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I myself struggle with some major mental health issues, and these guys have always had my back. Where honestly, I don't deserve that kind of support, and
Of course you do.
oh, thanks, man. But these when Nick wrote the words to the song, it just touched me. So I was just like, this is awesome. This is perfect. So. And I feel that way about all 4 of these new songs that are on the EP.
Yeah.
So you sent me the entire EP then.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes,
did.
sir.
Ah, fuck
Yep.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, we went back and forth and we couldn't figure it out. So I was like, we'll just send it all. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Let him- let him see what he
listened-
likes.
I listen to him, because usually when I'm doing podcasts, like I have to like kind of change over the room from like garage band room to podcasting room,
Sure.
and that's when I do my homework. So I listen to those 4 songs probably 2 or 3 times a piece anyway.
So
Right on.
I mean, we love everything that we've done. We're proud of the work that we've done. But these 4 songs are by far the best lyrical and best music, just like technical ability wise. This is the best that we've been recorded wise.
Yeah, and Ryan pulled a lot out of us.
Yeah.
Every time I would show up to do guitar tracks, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And he was like, you ever think about like maybe writing a lead for this section? And at the time, I was like, well, how could I do that live? We're 4-piece. I don't really want to do anything I can't replicate.
Oh, that's how he worked his way into the
Yeah,
band. There you go.
Did you find that's like that fucks with you a lot, like writing things and recording things and being like, how are we going to pull this off live?
A little bit.
I mean, with recording, you can do so much
Sky's the
now
limit.
so easily, but we've always been kind of, if we can't do it live, let's not get too carried away with
yeah, it's one thing
Right.
to throw in a rhythm track when you're doing a lead.
Or hand claps or
Yeah,
a
keep,
tambourine
keep
or
little
something.
things like that. But we didn't want to go too crazy.
Freaking
He
tambourine.
did talk me into doing a couple, writing some stuff on the spot that worked out great, and I love it. And now, awesome. He's in the band, so we can do it live.
So our next EP is hopefully only going to be better. So.
yeah. We're-
Yeah, we're excited for this one though. Like sonically, it's leaps and bounds above our previous stuff. But I still stand by every one of those songs that we have on the first 2 albums as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we still play them live.
But yeah, there was something about once Lucky Ones kind of came together, which was fairly easy. It just, I don't know, it grew on me real quick, and that's probably my.
Kind of seems like the culmination of the past however many years like have come together, and it's kind of like
Right, we're
the-
still doing this however many years
It's
later.
anthemic.
but it's almost like
know,
it's progressed, and this has like the really found our sound.
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah, I would say this is the most comfortable we've ever been. Just practices flow easy. Shows are like,
They're fun.
yeah, it's just fun. high energy. Like we've been playing shorter shows, which is awesome, like 45
so much
minutes
fun.
for the longest time.
Yeah.
Plattsburgh is not a big city, and if we wanted to book a show, bars were like, all right, well, you got to cover 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Or
we
4.
There's some
Or
that were
4.
4.
I
And-
mean, it's a good challenge. I mean, you kind of fill in the spaces with weird covers, and you push yourself
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I don't
it-
regret any of the shows that we did that were longer. They've all been fun. I won't regret the ones we have coming up. But those 45-minute fast, like
Yeah.
knock
They're
out the
so
best you
good
got.
because you not only get to like stack it with what
Yeah.
you think are your strongest
Right.
song, because like that's the hardest part about a set list. And the longer the fucking set list gets, then you got to think of like, oh, we got to go up and down.
You got to preserve your energy to
Right,
make sure you make it
right.
to the
But
end.
when
where-
a 45-minute, you
Right.
can just be like, let's just go fucking
Balls to
all
the wall.
balls
Yeah.
100% of the time.
And you
Let's
got to
go.
gauge how much you're drinking too, so that you're not an hour and a half in and tipped over.
So, I mean, so I'm in my 40s, and when we play like a half hour, 45-minute show, it's great because I can jump in, and because I guess I visually interpret every song as much as I possibly can. It's just fun. I have a lot of fun. I'm moving around and stuff. After the 1 hour mark, though, I start to feel it. It hits me hard.
Same. I go wireless with the bass so that I can run out in the crowd and spin around and jump up and down and same. At 45 minutes, I'm like, all right, good. And I'll just be a little bit out of breath. Like an hour and 15, I'll be like, oh, now I'm fucked for the next week. You know?
If I play one song or 50 songs, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to bang my head as hard as I can the whole time and wake up with a migraine and a stiff neck the next day anyway.
I mean, we feed off the crowd, and that's. I mean, we were talking about this on our way over here. Is that it's great when you're playing a show and the people are really digging what you're doing, even though they've never heard you before, or they might even not even want or like your genre of music. When they're into it, and that just feeds us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
hard to replace that.
it is hard to replace that, and especially like you said, even if they haven't heard you before, that's even the best.
Oh yeah,
It's like
rooms
to
full of
see
strangers
yeah,
are-
yeah.
Like that's the best.
Or
best
even
way to
seeing
do it.
ones that you win.
Right.
Like
Right.
you'll see
Yeah.
that they're not paying attention to you, then you'll slowly see them like, oh, what's going on here? And then next thing you know, they're up front fucking headbanging. That's
Yeah.
the shit.
I mean, I still trick myself because every once in a while I'll be out in public and either in Burlington or Plattsburgh or whatever, and I'll see somebody wearing a Model 97 shirt, and instead of going, oh, whoa, it's someone who saw us in a show, my brain goes, where did they get a Model 97 shirt? Why are they wearing that? Oh, wait, they came to a show.
Right. And how did they not recognize you? They-
Right?
No, I usually get recognized, but then they.
Can't even go to
If
the
you ever
mall no
see me
more.
sing, you don't want to interact with me. I'll lock eyes. I will lock eyes. We will dance. It's good stuff.
yeah.
But I often, when we play live, Gabe is one of the best drummers. Is the best drummer I've ever played with, and he keeps up the energy. And
Human metronome.
Rob is one of the coolest people ever. But Nick has this thing where he can tell me a whole story just by giving me a look, and then I'm just like, yeah, let's go, And it's just that energy,
And Nick and I we've always had the ability to know when the other one messes up, like immediately, and typically no one ever catches it, but we always shoot each
Yeah.
other quick looks and a laugh.
Yeah,
But-
if I screw up, I look back to him immediately, and I know he's grinning, and he is every time.
But it doesn't skip a beat.
No.
Skip a beat.
But that's
No.
the thing we always talk about, like we're trying to have fun first.
Right.
We
Yeah.
love and enjoy music, but like,
And as a live band, if you're not having fun,
right.
The crowd's not gonna have
nobody
fun.
Right.
is
Yeah. And the
having
crowd
fun. I don't
doesn't-
care how fucking good you
Yeah.
are. Like
The crowd doesn't give a fuck, if you hit a wrong note. But if the
Yeah.
energy's
Chances
not
are
won't
there,
even
and
notice.
you're not
Right.
having a good time, they're not going to be having a good time.
Yeah.
So
Some of our best moments are when we'll get into it something, and then Nick or Rob will start playing a different song, or it's not the song we were going to do, and we just start over. But like the crowd
Yeah.
loves it.
We
love
laugh,
it. We
they
have
laugh,
fun.
like,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
make a joke
cool.
about
It's
it.
great. It's totally it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean the crowd interaction is what keeps people coming back. Again,
Right.
like I've seen some bands that like it's like wow they're really good, but I'm
energy
not
wasn't
gonna
there.
go.
Sure.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go see
Right,
them
right.
again. They're
that's
just
a
fucking,
band you put the album
yeah,
on and listen
they're
to it
just
and enjoy it.
standing there looking like they're bored and
Right.
shit. I'm like,
Well,
all right.
so
We
go
try
ahead.
to, like he said, I read a lot of lyrics. Can be wordy, but I always try to keep the chorus as easy as possible. People sing along.
Yep.
We got a lot of chanting. Get as much crowd participation as we can. We've got friends that jump up wherever we're playing. If like they're out and they see us, they jump up, grab the mics too, and it's all
Yeah.
a big family.
We do.
The crowd becomes part of the show.
Yeah, and it's nothing but fun, and that's what we want. Like our goal is sometimes we'll get the opportunity to play with a band we've never played with, and sometimes we'll open for them. And our goal is to do as best as we can so that they have to step up the ante to like match our energy, and that's always fun, and it feels great because those bands, sometimes when you play with another band, everyone's like, hey, how's it going? They size you up a little bit, are you any good? And then, but once the music is going and we're playing, it's group love. It's all great.
We have no ego either. We played with plenty of bands that are far better than us, but even if they're better than us, try putting on a better show, man. We're gonna have as much fun as we can.
All right.
We've been fortunate. We've played with some amazing bands.
Yeah.
Plattsburgh, like I said, used to be a ghost town, and we were playing long shows. Now there's tons of bands that just locally we can pick from, and we've met some awesome bands over in Vermont. We're trying to break this Albany mark, but we haven't been able to really land much for shows down here yet.
Maybe this will change.
You know somebody.
We know
I know
now.
a couple people in
go.
the scene here. I could probably make something happen. Yeah.
Right
Very
on.
cool.
Sweet.
We're down.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. I mean, fuck, we should get you on a bill with my band.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Happy to.
Because
That'd be
we have like the same philosophy where we're just like, we just leave it all out there and make whoever is watching us, whether it's one person. I mean, we've played fucking shows. We played a show at I'm not gonna say the name but whatever. The only people there was the venue owner and the other band playing.
We've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there.
It's definitely
And
happened.
we played as if we were playing for a fucking arena,
Yeah.
and the other band did the exact same thing, and we were joking with them because we became friends with them later. They're a 3-piece and we're a 5-piece. We're like, you guys had the bigger crowd. So you got that. Yeah, but you just got to leave it out there.
We're playing for us. We're playing for us. So when people come, if there's like 5 or 6 people, we're gonna give them the best show we possibly can. It's great when there's a lot of people. We played a show out in a small venue in Burlington last year or earlier. No, it was earlier this year. Yeah. And the crowd was great. It was all young Burlington punk kids, and they knew how to mosh, but like moshing without actually trying to hurt people.
Right, yeah.
And we did the whole set. I was in the middle of the mosh pit the whole set, and it was just really great. Like people were coming up, they were standing near the drum set. It was just wonderful, and that's the kind of thing. But when there's 5 or 6 people, we don't slack off.
No.
We'll still play to those 5 or 6.
We do
people.
that. I mean, you probably do the same, but when you practiced, you
Oh, my head never stops.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we're in here practicing, we're all fucking jumping around and because it's a performance practice. Because again, if you practice stiff and boring, then it's going to be hard to.
In our practice space, there's a really comfy chair. So I will sit in that chair.
Oh, sometimes.
But sometimes Ken comes to our practices, and then I give him the chair. And then I'm a lot better when Ken comes to our practices because I'm
forces you to
sitting lazy.
Right. There's been times in here because I play wireless. We were a couple weeks ago having practice, and I walked down the hallway and went in and talked to my wife in the living room about what we were having for dinner, and I'm playing the whole time. And I'm just like,
That's
oh,
great.
Yes, what do you think? We get something for the grill? Oh yeah.
Nice.
Rob may or may not have played bass while sitting at the bar at some of the shows.
That's true.
I've seen it.
There's a picture floating
There's
around the
photo
internet
evidence.
somewhere.
See, you gotta have fun doing what
Yeah.
you're doing, man.
Long
I fucking
lead
love that.
cords or wireless.
Yeah, the wireless shit has come a really long way. For like $50, I bought this little fucking Bluetooth wireless thing for my bass, and I've had it for like 3 years, and it's never failed me, not
Nice.
one time.
Yeah.
And I could like I could go pretty far with it, and it's never failed me.
Yep.
And, like,
Just for the sake of tripping hazards, that's kind of a good idea.
Right.
and for me, I have a tendency to spin when I play, not like super fast, but like I do not just stand in one direction. I'm like constantly.
You don't want to get
And
wrapped
there
up.
was one time at a show. It was an outdoor show, and I literally almost went fucking down because like my ankles were bound together with like 3 spins of the fucking guitar cable, and I was like, fuck.
That's great.
I almost went down. So should we play another Model 97 song?
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And which one were
I
we
think
going
we
there?
landed on
Letter
Letter
Bomb.
Bomb.
Letter bomb, yeah.
Yeah, solid choice. Solid choice. And again, we were thinking we'd play 3 songs, but I didn't realize that was the whole EP, so we can't give away the whole thing.
Only
Yeah,
give
we
away
gotta, yeah, we
half.
got to leave a little.
We've got to
mystery.
give away 50%.
Yeah.
And then I'll, just selfishly listen to it and be super familiar with it by the time it comes out. So
Yeah.
This is also probably our most aggressive tune. One of our most aggressive tunes. Like, it's just
I don't
it's
know,
got a
we-
message. It's a clear message.
Very clear.
Nick definitely. It was definitely written with this idea of bad breakup, right? But
Yeah, just bad blood in general.
So for me though, it didn't click for me until like I've worked really hard on my recovery and I'm sober, 9 years now and stuff, and it was really hard to kick drugs and alcohol, right? And this song when I'm singing it, I'm saying goodbye to drugs and alcohol, and some people might say goodbye to toxic relationships.
Yeah.
It's all good. Or it's all terrible. That's for you to decide. Yeah, that's for you to decide.
For the record, this wasn't about any particular person. It's just shitty people in general that it's best to sometimes leave behind.
right.
But if you do think it's about you, then maybe you've
Yeah,
got
maybe
some
it
work to
is.
do.
Right.
The shoe
right.
fits.
Sweet. Let's listen to Letter Bomb, Model 97, and then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
You seem to survive off of eating my brain. Got me all turned around, make me feel like I'm insane. Been trying real hard to keep my head on straight. Putting in the work to let go of the hate. Let go my hate for you. Here's a song in the shape of a bomb that I wrote you. Here it goes, hope it blows in your face like it's meant to. Hope it blows your hair straight back. See me don't have a heart for it to attack. There's no shame in our real life, but I'll be goddamn if I'ma take you back. Battlefield line has been crossed. You lit the wick, I just gave it a toss. In the fallout under gray skies, I just want you to know this is our last goodbye. Tick-tock, the clock strikes 2:15. For no good reason, I'm still thinking of you. Did we make a mistake? Should we work things out? By 2:16, there is no doubt. No doubt, I still hate you. Here's a song in the shape of a bomb that I wrote you. Here it goes, hope it blows in your face like it's meant to. Hope it blows your hair straight back. See me don't have a heart for it to attack. There's no shame in our real life, but I'll be goddamn if I'ma take you back. Battlefield line has been crossed. You lit the wick, I just gave it a toss. In the fallout under gray skies, I just want you to know. I just want you to know. This is our last goodbye.
right, that was Letterbomb Model 97. And gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come out here and talk to me. I truly appreciate it. And before we go, I just want to give everybody a chance to say what I refer to as their gratitudes.
Yeah, I'm just going to start off by saying thank you to you and putting us on this podcast and letting us get our name out there. And like we said, we haven't been able to break the door in Albany area so far, so hopefully this will help out with that. If some people out there or bands hear this and are like, hey, we need some of that in our lives, put us on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to thank my wife, Milena. She's been awesome. Always been very supportive. My son Oliver, he used to get up when he was little and sing with us. He had a couple of songs that he knew the words for, and used to get us a lot of points with the crowd. Yeah, he's just learning guitar now too, and kind of getting into music, and it's pretty awesome to watch that come around. My folks were always letting us jam in the garage and stuff growing up, and 100% to Gabe's mom.
You beat me to it.
Mama 97.
I knew you were
Mama
going there 'cause
97.
I was like, ooh.
I shouldn't steal his thunder, but she's the best. She lets us practice in her basement still to this day. That's we couldn't do it without her. And of course to Ken and Ryan, who couldn't be here today.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Glad this worked out. And I'd like to say thank you to these guys and Ken and Ryan too for keeping this thing going. It's something I always plan to do as long as I'm still breathing. So, and my parents for putting up with an obnoxious instrument throughout my youth, and especially my mom for providing a practice space for us. And she loves it. She loves these guys too. It again goes back to the kind of family feel that we have, and to our friends that keep coming out, and fans that we've made over the years, and we hope to keep doing it for you.
I want to thank my wife, Lori. She's amazing, biggest supporter in my life, and she's my other. I definitely want to thank my daughter, Valoria, who comes to our shows when she can, and my son, Vox, who is a punk rocker at heart. But I definitely also want to thank, Model 97 for being a reason to get me through these days. So these guys are awesome, and I love them very much.
All right, so they are Model 97. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned518. I'll see you on the road. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.